Hello and welcome. I am Life Architect Francesca Berry, and I'm so happy to have you here, the best place to be to create a home and a life that you love. Today I want to talk to you about the 3 things you can do to make minimalism work in real life. I want to preface this by saying I know this assumes you want minimalism to work for you in real life, and I assume that because I think we all want to make life feel more manageable and meaningful. And I know minimalism is the key to do that. Minimalism isn't meant to be exhausting, but when you try to squeeze it into real life, this idea of simple feels stressful. This, of course, is the opposite of the point. The best way to make minimalism work in real life is to not look at it as another thing to learn or something else to do. That only makes it unappealing. In fact, its often daunting nature makes it seem like a fairy tale way of living that is impossible to keep up with. And that's the irony. The fact that life feels busy, that you can't seem to get on top of things, stop wheels from spinning, keep time from disappearing, get things done, is exactly the reason you need minimalism. Forget the fairy tale, especially if it leaves you in doubt. If you want to find what you need when you need it, manage life with a little more sanity, and feel a sense of satisfaction that what you have in your life is enough, you must make minimalism work in real life. The beauty of minimalism is that it isn't prescribed, it's self-described. It doesn't have to be something you must keep up with. There isn't one script you must follow. Rather, it's an intentional approach to life where you do your best to be present with the thoughts, things, and people that you choose to let in. To make minimalism work in real life, in the mess and the busyness of life, you decide what works, what fits in and for your life. You are, after all, your life architect. If you listen to the rhetoric that minimalism means letting go of everything, it can be pretty intimidating. Don't believe the hype that minimalism means ditching everything but a fork and a floor mat. Ignore what you hear about what it must be and instead focus on how you want to feel. Do the things you own match that feeling? While the rest of the work you do to make minimalism work in real life could be that you own less, the reality is minimalism is not about having nothing in your home. Minimalism is about having everything that serves you, your life, your space. Sometimes you slip. Stuff gets in and it stays longer than planned. It happens. And it's a sign that you're living an in-process life. The good news, a minimalist mindset allows for that. It's made for real life when the wheels feel like they're coming off and you're barely holding it together. Life is fluid. If it's never messy, you might be working too hard to avoid what's inevitable. Why work so hard? Invite minimalism in. Minimalism doesn't mean life won't throw curveballs. It makes room for imperfection because it's less about having things just right and more about having what truly matters, what you like, need, and use. It's about awareness, about noticing when things feel disjointed or out of sync. At its core, minimalism is the intentional letting in of what makes life easier. When you live with that awareness, what doesn't belong becomes obvious and shows you exactly where change is needed. There are 3 ways to make minimalism work with real life. Number 1, quiet the noise. When life feels messy, everything gets loud. The to-dos, the doubts, the distractions, they all start shouting over each other. And in all that noise, the simple solution, the decision, the next step, it gets buried. The antidote, create stillness. Take a walk, run a bath, pause for 3 deep breaths. You won't find clarity or solutions easily in the noise. You'll find it in the quiet. Number 2, question what comes in. Minimalism isn't just about what you remove, it's about what you allow in. Everything you own that you commit to, think about, or make space for should earn its place. Ask, do I need this? Do I like this? Does this support the life I'm building? When you pause to question instead of automatically accept, you create space with intention, not just by default. Remember, when you keep what has meaning and purpose, your space in your life will flow more easily. Number 3, keep the quest constant. Minimalism isn't a finish line. It's a continual journey toward alignment. When you treat your growth like a quest, every decision becomes part of the path. It's not about getting it right. It's about staying curious, about adjusting as you go and moving with intention toward a life that feels like you. I'd love to hear from you. What does minimalism mean to you? Which tip mentioned resonates or feels like something you're willing to try? Tell me in the comments. If you liked what you saw here, please feel free to give it a thumbs up and a like. And if you are new here, I hope you will subscribe or follow so you don't miss anything I post about how to minimize, organize, and live a simple life you love. I'd love to have you back here. Until then, remember, you are the architect of your life. You have the power to choose the contents, the thoughts, things, and people that will make it a life you love. See you soon.